He's so tired.
Hi, Chels. Hi, Mema. There's Derek again. Look at that cute booty. There's Daisy May. Her and Kate have been playing. There's Kate. Uh-oh, she's going to the bathroom, I think. Ooh, don't smell it. Okay, Mema, it's your birthday. You're 70.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Oh, good.
Happy
Birthday to you.
Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mema. Happy birthday to you.
well, that's
Make a wish.
Before it falls over.
okay. Okay. 1, 2.
Woo!
All right. Yeah.
Dad.
That's
Get him, Patsy. Yeah.
the big 7-0.
Did you have a good birthday, Mema?
Wonderful. Wonderful. We had a nice dinner down at Seadrift.
Mm-hmm.
Seafood dinner. I received a lot of nice gifts. Some hilarious cards from all our friends and some of the kids. We just had a wonderful day. We played 31. And who was the big winner? It wasn't me. But we had a super day.
Good. And who's over here? Chelsea and Greg.
Greg, Chelsea,
What do you have to say for the camera, dudes?
you're on TV.
I don't know.
You have to
He
start.
has a birthmark in his ear.
Oh,
Just
That's
like
a good
Derek.
one.
that's a good one.
Just like Derek. And Derek's going to be on the opposite side.
And
Heather,
Kate,
behind you.
Kate and Daisy are.
Heather, behind you.
Ball.
Behind you.
And Derek is right.
His tops.
He didn't want to be on camera, folks, but he is, and he loves every minute of it. And then there's Corey. Hey, Corey. Ew!
What did he? That's my magazine, boy. Put that down.
Ice cream.
You have more little paper plates?
Yes, in the cabinet out there.
There's B-Ball.
In the pantry.
Hey, B-Ball. Hey, B-Ball.
What?
As usual, he did not hear anything I just said. Hey, Dad.
Wow.
What was that? Hey, B-Ball.
What do you want?
Trump here, Nate.
Get that out of here. Get it.
Hey, B-Ball, what do you have to say for Mema for her birthday?
She's getting old.
You bet. Have you've never been married to a 70-year-old before, have you?
No.
Nope.
Never been to bed with a 70-year-old.
Woo, you have some
It'll be the first time in your life you've ever been to bed with a 70-year-old
That's
woman.
right. Tell her to get out of here.
B-Ball.
I asked Dad if he had anything to say about
You don't get out of that.
They're playing. And there's Daisy. And Kate. There they are. Hey, Kate. And Daisy's coming around the side. I hear her.
If you're waiting for a
cut for the rich for big shots like you.
Hey,
For
Pumpkin.
you, buddy. Later.
Hey, Daisy.
We'll work out a tax cut for the middle class.
What you
as part of the
doing?
negotiation, But I wouldn't hold your breath.
This whole
For you.
story.
Hey,
this is a
Pumpkin.
White House that is remarkably competent at trying to make their story. They lost their story today because Bill Clinton's
Hey, Derek.
Monica, that woman Lewinsky, back in giving depositions.
Zippergate. You know, it's the dominating story. You know what they call her in the TV business sometimes? Any
Hey, Pumpkin.
Monica Lewinsky's,
Hey.
Do you believe that, or what do you think it means?
I don't
What
think
you doing?
by all indications, and these are just preliminary press reports, is that the White House did not ask questions. And I think if that's the case, you would know as a former
Get your
prosecutor
toy.
that means the White House is comfortable with the record as it is, that Monica Lewinsky, in fact, as most people suspected on her 23rd interview, has not offered anything new. And if her story
Daisy.
that there
Daisy.
was no discussion with the president about this sinister job for silence deal, or that, and that it was Monica Lewinsky's idea to return the gifts, then there's no case against the president.
Julian, I'd like to just take this in a slightly different direction. Just for at the White House today, trying to finger Ken Starr. as
Daisy
the
May.
Times the possibility of indictment. Both of these stories worked against Bill Clinton's big budget message today. I want your perspective on why the White House might have leaked that story.
Well, I don't think that's the case. If you read the story in the New York Times quite clearly, the story repeatedly said, which is...
You want- Huh?
Quick break. Up next, Julian Epstein, front and center.
Do ya? You want a treat?
A photo shoot and some of the best-known lawyers in America. How Monica Lewinsky became Monica Incorporated on Hockenberry tonight at 10 on MSNBC.
Pretty girl. Pretty girl. There's Miss Daisy May Boyd. Hey, Pumpkin. What you want? What you want? Huh? What you want? What you want, Pumpkin? What? What you want? What you want? There's B-Ball.
I thought it would have been more than 11.
He's calling his sister, finding out all the information for our questionnaire coming up. We're preparing to interview Mema and Beba, and Derek and Daisy are getting excited, I can tell, by their activity on the couch. They're just waiting in anticipation.
But what?
What?
What did you say, Beba? He can't hear.
You're supposed to tell him about your
Okay.
grandparents.
Okay, now here we are. It's Mema and Beba, Patsy and Leo Wilburn. These are my father's parents. And we want to hear first about Dad, Ricky Ray Wilborn. And what day was he born?
I don't have a slightest idea.
You're so dense.
Well, tell them. Tell them all the...
March the 16th,
March 16th, what?
1951.
1951. And where was he born?
In Houston, well, Pasadena, Texas.
Pasadena, Texas. Okay? Since Mema's the one that's full of information tonight, we will go to her first and give Beba time to prepare. Okay, Mema.
Well, Rick was born on a cold March day in Pasadena. We were living in Port Lavaca, but we went back to Pasadena because that's where we had moved from Houston at that time, and we moved in December, and he was born in March. So we went back and we stayed 2 weeks with my parents after Rick was born. We came back to his older brother. He had one older brother at the time, 3 years older, named Larry. And we came back to Port Lavaca. And we lived next door to Beba's parents in a little two-room house, and he slept in the room with us, and his brother slept in the kitchen. In their crib. Until he was too big for the bassinet, and then we put him in a crib, and we moved to Point Comfort shortly thereafter, when he was about, how old was he? About a year and a half old. We moved to Point Comfort. And that's where his sister was born, in Point Comfort.
Candy.
Aunt Candy.
And,
well, we lived in Point Comfort until Rick was 5 years old. And we built our home here where we presently reside. We reside in Port Lavaca. We live in the same house. We've lived here 42 years. And Rick, he went to kindergarten and first grade, and we had a lot of experiences when he was a little boy, needless to say.
well, let's hear some of those experiences. We heard a little bit at the dinner table. Maybe we can repeat some of those stories. Beba, why don't you tell us the one about Point Comfort first?
You go ahead and tell them about Rick and Point Comfort.
Which one?
The store.
About to go into the grocery store.
I was working and Mema was hanging up clothes or washing or something, and she couldn't find Rick Candy. Started looking around the neighborhood. The bay was about 3 blocks away from her house, and she had the whole neighborhood looking for him. And there's a little grocery store down about 4 blocks, and she ended up down there, and there they were sitting out on the sidewalk eating marshmallows. Rick has pumped Candy down to the grocery store on his tricycle. And they went in the store, just picked up a bag of marshmallows, went back outside, sat out on the sidewalk, started eating them like they owned the place. That's the end of that story.
So they actually...
Another time, Mema would always lose her kids. Another time she couldn't find Rick. She looked all over the neighborhood, and she probably barefooted. Went back in the house, got a pair of shoes, and they were by the bed. And she reached down to get her shoes, and Rick was on the bed asleep. He was always asleep. And that's all I know.
Mema, do you have any stories?
Oh my goodness, so many. I don't know which one to start with.
What about the time that Dad and the tree incident?
Oh, the neighborhood, we had all our cousins lived beside us, up and down. This was called Wilburnville because everyone out here was related to each other. We had homes built next door to each other, and we had a lot of cousins. The kids had a lot of cousins to play with. Also, they would get into a lot of trouble. One time they decided to make Rick the prisoner, and they tied him to this tree in the front yard. Well, later he was up in the tree for some strange reason. He had the rope around his neck, of all things, and he decided to jump out, and when he did, it almost hung him. And his older brother did get in trouble over that. His daddy said that he would spank Larry if he ever let Rick get in trouble like that again. So we didn't have that problem anymore. But they were always playing cowboys and getting in fights and disagreements. And his sister would always come to his aid Aunt Candy was always getting in trouble in school for fighting with the boys. And so she would take up for her brother, though. She always was a fighter. She would have to go to the principal's office maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks for fighting with the boys. So she had a lot of experience at home with 2 brothers and 3 or 4 boy cousins to contend with. So that's about it.
Okay.
Okay.
And tell me where you were born.
I was born in January 30th, 1929 in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay. And let's see a little bit of your history.
This is a picture of my baby picture when I was just very, very young, probably 6 or 8 months old.
Oh.
This one was when I was maybe 3 or 4. And this is another picture I have of my mom and me.
Oh, that's a cute one.
And I was probably 6 then, starting to school.
That's cute.
Oh,
Oh.
that's when we married. But this is later history.
Okay.
This is my mom. Where's my picture? This is my mom and dad.
Okay.
And my mom was born.
Let's tell your mom's full name.
My mom's
Her maiden name.
Okay, Edna Mae Kilpatrick
Okay.
Bland. And my father's name was Burl Ray Bland.
Okay.
And I'd have to get the Bible to see where they were born. And
Do you know their birthdays?
I do, if I get
The Bible. Okay.
I have to get the Bible, though, to tell you the birthdays. Oh, that's a picture of people and I later. And let's see, that's a wedding picture. I'll get this born.
Dad was born
May the 5th, 1903 in Fairfield, Texas.
and that's a picture of your dad.
Yes.
And he sure looks precious in his little dress.
Yes, they used to wear dresses. And he was passed away November the 9th, 1979 in Houston, Texas. And my mother was Edna Mae Kilpatrick. Excuse me, I'll have to apologize. See, I can't talk like other people because I have a problem. It's an irreversible problem. The doctors. Edna Mae Kilpatrick. She was born in Shannon, Texas, July the 26th, 1907. And she died October 1st, 1996. Oh, be quiet. And my grandparents were on my father's side. My grandparents were Warren Oscar Bland.
Okay, where you going?
He was born December the 18th, 1876, and he died April 24th, 1945. My grandmother on my father's side was Maggie Lee Bland. She was born January 19th, 1879. She passed away December the 28th, 1971. My grandparents on my mother's side was Adlai Austin Kilpatrick. He was born March the 22nd, 1865. He died January 5th, 1912. And my grandmother was Nettie Jane Kilpatrick, born January the 25th, 1882. Died January 24th, 1975. And I think that's as far back as you want to go, because I didn't know these others.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's okay. You can keep going because it's just for the record.
Okay, the great grandparents were James Polk Oglesby
On your dad's side?
on my dad's side. October the 4th, 1844. Passed away May 18th, 1926. Sarah Jane Oglesby, July the 20th, 1843. Passed away May 28th, 1926. And the other parents, grandparents on my, I guess this would be my mother's parents, grandparents. Edwin P. Connor. He was born April the 10th, 1850. Date of death unknown. Priscilla Eliza Connor, born July the 19th, 1851. Deceased June 14th, 1914.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's my family history.
Good. Okay. Thanks, Mema. Action. Okay, B-Ball. Why don't you give us your birthday and where you were born?
I was born July the 16th, 1923, in the big city of Port Lavaca, Texas.
Okay, now why don't we go through your family history and give us as far back as you know of your grandparents' birthdays and where they were born and maybe the date of their death, if you know it.
My granddad on my mother's side,
What's his name?
J.R. Fellers. He was born the 12th, 14th, 1852. And he died 3rd and 11th, 1934.
What does 3rd 11th mean?
They were from Scotland and over in England and Scottish. And my grandmother's name on my mother's side was Leona. She was born July the 12th, 1861, and she died 1933. And my dad, my grandmother had 16 kids.
Whoa.
My mother was the 13th one.
Wow.
She was born in Bandera County.
Okay.
In the hill country. My dad,
What's your mother's name? Full name?
Leona,
Okay. And what day was she born again?
she was born in 1898,
What day?
June the 19th.
Okay. And your father, when was he born and what's his full...
Same year, 1898. And he died at an early age. He died in 1951.
What day was he born? What day?
March 11th.
March 11th. And what's his full name?
Everett Wilbur.
Okay. Did you say your mother's parents? Your mother's parents,
I
Beba?
already did.
Oh, you did?
These are some pictures of them.
Okay. Now, is that all you know? Is that all you know, Beba?
That's all I know.
Here's Beba, his mother, and if you'd hold, can you get that?
Yeah.
That's his mother and dad at the
You
bottom.
want to know about my family?
And then this is his brothers and sisters and his mom. It's a black and white. I don't know whether it'll take or not.
Mother and dad. And who is that?
That's Beba's brothers and sisters. His mom. I don't think his dad's in that picture, is he? Is his dad in there? I can't see. I don't know whether he is or not. He probably had already passed away. Beba's dad died when your dad was only like 2 months, 3 months old. What time of year did he die? When did he die, your dad?
51.
In 51, but I don't remember what the exact date was.
Oh, yeah.
But I had just brought your dad home from the hospital, and he was still a tiny baby when Beba's dad died. In fact, Uncle Larry was the first one to find him out by the barn. I guess it was by the barn.
What did he die from?
Heart attack.
We were, my dad was a farmer. We lived on a farm all our life. We raised cotton and corn and grain, and we had livestock, horses, cows, chickens, hogs. I had 9 brothers and sisters, and we had a great time growing up. We were always doing something. We had our own tennis court we made ourselves. We had a high jumping bed and a broad jumping bed and a baseball diamond, tennis court.
Boy, you don't ever shut up.
And our cousin lived about 2 miles down the road, and
She doesn't want to listen to all that.
and we didn't have too much to eat, but we really enjoyed ourselves.
Good. All right. Maybe now we can move into the history of you two and what day y'all were married and how y'all met. Who knows that story better?
Oh, well, I know how we met. I came home from college for Christmas, and he was living with Aunt Faye and working. He had just come home from the service. Did you get a picture of him, how he looked in the service?
Yes, I did.
And he wanted me to wrap some gifts for Aunt Faye and Grandmother Russell. That was my grandmother. And so I did, but he claims I got them mixed up, but I don't think I did. Anyway, that was my first meeting, and then I didn't see him again until the summer. And I came home from college that summer, and I went out to Aunt Faye's to ride a horse. My Aunt Faye had some horses, so he saddled the horse for me, and I went out riding, but I don't know whether he didn't get the saddle on right or what. It broke, and I fell and broke my back.
Oh.
And so I spent the next 3 months in a body cast from my neck to my hips. So that was our courtship. I was in a cast. In the bed for 3 months, and that was September when they removed the cast. And we fell in love, and we got married December the 21st, 1946. And this is when we first
Okay.
got married. And this was my...
Hold that up again, Mema.
Okay, this is how we looked in those good old days.
Good one.
And this was one of my wedding pictures. I don't have all those others. This is black and white.
Ooh. Hold on. I'm going to get a close-up, Mema. Pretty.
And the other pictures, I have some more bigger pictures back there that I had at the Golden Wedding Celebration. You know, those big pictures we had, but they're in the back room.
So, so you in September they took off your cast, and that December you got married?
Yes.
So how long did
This
you?
was our first house.
Okay, let
See
me.
it? This was our first home in Houston. We lived in Houston. Little bitty house. That was our first house.
We bought it before we got married.
We moved in it when we first married. A little house, and now it no longer is there. The old Spanish Trail runs over that part. They tore it all that addition, that housing addition is gone.
Okay.
And this was Mema and Papa in our living room, in our first living room we had in that first house. That was Mema and Papa.
That's Meemaw's parents.
That's right. It's Mema's parents. This was a picture of me after I had my cast removed. That was at Mema's house. That's how I looked when Beba courted me.
Woohoo! When she was sexy.
And let's see if there's any other. Oh, this goes into when Larry was born. So, and that's when he was a baby. And then we go to Point Comfort. These are some pictures of your dad.
Okay.
In Point Comfort.
We probably.
Those are your dad. You probably have these pictures. A lot of them. That was your dad in his little walker. That was his brother, Larry. And
good old Dad.
yeah. Let's see what we have here. There's Beba and the two boys. This is Larry and your dad. That's a cute picture.
Oh, that's a cute one. Dad and Chelsea look a lot alike as babies.
Yes.
There's Dad. Very cute.
Let me see what we have over here. These are some taken in Mama's. Now this is all of us with Aunt Candy in my arms in the back of Mama's house in Houston.
Oh yeah. There's the fam. Okay.
Okay. And I still have this lamp out here on the porch. I'm still using that lamp with those little round things on there. And
there's the crew.
Yeah. Okay. This is some more in Point Comfort. These are Point Comfort. And Mema doing what, laundry?
Mema's life is right here. This is it.
That's where I lost all the kids when I lived in Point Comfort. They were always running off. This was one Halloween when I was dressed up like an Indian.
Who was that?
That was Larry. I think that was Larry. And this was in the backyard, the little sandbox.
Oh.
And this was in their cowboy.
Oh, that's a famous picture in our family.
Yeah.
This cowboy picture.
Yeah.
That's Mema down below.
I know. She doesn't have to take that. Me hanging up laundry. Always doing laundry. I was worked to death. Always doing those clothes. That's why I was so skinny. Having to do washing all the time. Having to chase after the kids. Okay, this was taken in Houston in Mama's living room.
Mm-hmm. All the boys and girls.
Yes. And this was in the backyard at Mama's. The three of them. One Easter. I don't know, that one's pretty dark. You may not be able to get that one.
Okay.
And this was in Point Comfort. Three of them.
Okay.
Okay, we're into the, let's see, I'm not sure. I don't think Rick was in that scout picture. No, that was Larry's. These were the famous cousins that were always fighting with Rick. These two, and then this one. They were always beating up on Rick. Okay, this was my grandmother. This was my grandmother, Russell.
Okay.
She passed away. She came to Aunt Candy's wedding, and then she passed away that January after the August wedding.
Oh.
But she did make it to all of her great-grandchildren's weddings. She did go to all the weddings.
Oh.
And this was my other grandmother, my dad's mother. She lived in Marlin, Texas.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, this was into the valley. And this is our one and only. This is the last snow we had in Port Lavaca. And let me see. You can see your dad looking through the window because he had the chicken pox or the measles. Can you see him looking through the picture window?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me
He
zoom.
couldn't go outside.
Dad couldn't go.
What is it?
So he's looking through the window in the back.
Yeah, he was sick. He couldn't go out and build a snowman.
Oh. But there it is. There's a
Yeah.
snowman.
That's the last snow. We had snow two times. Well, twice
something outside.
in successive years, I believe. We had snowfall in those 2 years, and that's the last snow we've had. Many years ago. Okay, I was trying to see. That's my grandmother and my mother and my aunts. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, these are school pictures. There's your dad, and there's your dad.
Let's see.
And this is his famous position every day after school.
Okay. Let me get
Every
zoom.
day. I mean, every day. I'd come in from work, and that's the position I would find. Didn't he? He'd go to
There's
bed
Dad.
immediately every day after school.
Would
He
you put
gets-
makeup on?
Mm-hmm. I wasn't about to.
Well,
Well,
let me
I
go
look
put on
like-
my suit.
I look like the wrath of God in here. Well,
The family.
I just put lipstick on, comb my hair. I put my red shirt on because my other shirt had spots on it from cooking.
That's fine.
Larry. Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm dropping all the pictures that are the little one. This is your dad. Uncle Larry.
It's a picture of Dad and Uncle Larry. Dad is the little cute one wearing the cute little pink dress.
Red suit.
Red suit.
Okay, these are all your dad.
Okay.
His school pictures.
Here's Dad's school pictures. Look a lot like Chelsea in these pictures. The ears are overwhelming.
Rick always had big ears.
Okay. You know what he looks like is Jason a little bit in those pictures.
We go to when he's older. These are all Uncle Larry. These are your dad over here.
Okay. This is when Dad's older. Although he doesn't look that much older. What was that picture of him and his dog? How old was he then?
That was when Uncle Larry went to Vietnam. He brought that dog, right? Duchess. That was Duchess. So, I guess he was maybe a sophomore, junior, maybe junior.
Good old Dad.
Junior in high school. Okay, those are Aunt Candy, Uncle Larry. This is your dad. His graduation picture.
There's Dad's graduate from high school or college?
High school.
Okay. Got it.
College.
There's good old Dad, college. Ooh, doesn't he look sharp in that suit? Okay.
And I don't know of any. That was. I don't know any more. I don't think I have any more that you don't have. I think that's all the old history that I have of him, and all the others would be, in later life.
Okay.
Is that enough?
Thanks, Mema.
You're welcome, dear. I hope you can understand what I'm saying.
I do. Okay, B-Ball, what do you have to add? Is that it on your family? You didn't say much. Beba.
What do you want me to tell you about my family?
Well, are there any stories or anything? Tell us about your outlaw.
That was they wasn't kin to me.
But tell us the story.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do it, Beba. Do it. Beba has always bragged about his outlaw relatives, so let's hear about it. And then after this, I want you to tell your washy-washy joke because
No,
that's
I'm
it all.
not telling you.
Yes? Okay, tell us about the outlaw.
I have some of Heather.
No, we don't want to see any of me.
Oh, that's a cute one. Do you have that?
Yes. Come on, Beba.
You want to know about me?
No, I'm just kidding. We already heard about your tennis court and your...
Well, I spent 3 years in the Army
You did?
in the South Pacific.
Doing what?
In the Army,
Fighting the war?
fighting the war.
Which war?
The big war, WW2. And I worked for Alcoa for 33 years. And I retired in '84. I love to fish and hunt. And we do a lot of traveling. I like to play with dog and my wife.
What? Leo, let's keep this.
I mean game.
Keep this clean.
I mean game. Oh. And that just about wraps it up. That's enough of one night.
Okay.
I have another one I want to show you that you might be interested in.
Okay.
This is how your daddy looked when he broke his nose.
Oh, okay, that's a good one to see.
What? Oh.
He was in Baylor, and he's playing touch football, of all things. Can you imagine? And he had...
Oh, there's good old Dad.
Yeah.
And Mom. That's Mom.
Yeah, that's before they married. They were just dating then. Now, what are you pulling out?
Since I got some pictures here of you. I was in the service.
Oh, were you through?
Okay, yeah.
I was going to see. This was, I forgot to look through this out. Let me see if I had anything here. Oh, here's a good picture. This shows our whole family. When your mom and dad got married, this was how we looked at their wedding. That was my grandmother
Uh-huh.
and my mom.
Meemaw, show us, point to who you are.
Okay, this is me.
That's Meemaw.
Look at a lot of difference there.
And who's that
And
beside you?
this is my oldest son, Larry,
Uh-huh.
and his daughter, Tiffany.
Uh-huh.
And this is my grandmother, Russell. And this is my mom in this picture.
We call her Mama.
Mama. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was when your parents were married.
Now, how did we come up with the name Meemaw and Beba?
Because Tiffany, this was our first granddaughter, she
Tiffany?
attached that name to us when she was learning to talk. So it stuck.
It stuck, and she called just both of you Meemaw and Beba.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your name. Gosh, she knew it at such an early age.
That's right. That was right. Let's see if there's anything more in here.
Did you find anything, Beba?
Yeah.
Which one are you?
Which one do you think?
The one on the right?
This one. The black one with the black hair.
Who's that beside you?
Park Wilkinson from Missouri. We went all the way through the served together and overseas. We stayed and we visit each other every few years, this way we look now at 50 years ago. 50 years from the time we met.
So put that one beside this picture. Let's see a before and after. Okay, so we have a before and after. Good friends. Okay. Who's that?
No.
Is that Mema?
No, that isn't me, Ma. Leo, don't you be showing them those.
Me, Beba.
That's the girls over in the South Pacific getting coconut for us.
Let me see that other picture in there. That's a girl that Beba used to date. No, I'm not showing that one to my grandkids.
Oh, golly, Leo.
Beba has his own mind.
That's all.
Okay.
This is how our house used to look before we remodeled. Remember, we had this.
Oh yeah.
That front. This is how that before we remodeled. That's the way the front of the house was.
That's where the front of the house looked.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
Before.
quite a bit smaller.
Yes, it was.
And then they remodeled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was trying to see if we had any more. There's Uncle Chuck. There was that dog y'all had.
Klondike.
That you said that you never had a dog. You did. You were a little tiny baby though, and they didn't keep it very long. Did you want a picture of Klondike?
No, Klondike wasn't a big event in my life, I feel.
No, he was ugly to you. That's the reason they had to get rid of him. He was trying to bite you.
Bad news for the dog.
And here's your dad with his geese and stuff.
Your mother wasn't healthy.
Yeah. Mom wasn't healthy. Mema and Beba actually took care of me when I was first born for how long, Mema and Beba?
You were 6 weeks old before. We kept you 6 weeks.
Because Mom was real sick.
That's right. We sure did.
How was it, Beba? How'd you enjoy that that special time with me?
Never had anything like it in my life.
Oh.
No. I was working, so Memo did most of it.
This is a picture of Beba when he was young.
Beba.
Handsome Bella.
Beba. You sure changed.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You are handsome.
Oh, I know. What year? What was that?
Oh gosh, it was so long ago I don't remember. It was when you had that pale blue sport coat and that polka dot tie when Dirk and Kathy got married. That was that sport jacket. That was when they got married.
My brother, when my mother passed away, she had all my pictures, and my sisters, I told my sisters to go over and divide everything up. But my brother took them all home with him, and he's a preacher and I haven't got them back yet.
So you want to tell him right now to give them back?
All my pictures are out.
There's some darling pictures of you in here.
Of Beba?
Of you.
Oh, of me?
Mm-hmm. See?
So we move on to me, and I'm born, and there's Mema.
Dirk, you still watching that trash?
There you are, Easter.
Listen to you guys.
That's Easter eggs, your little Easter outfit.
Easter.
This is you and your cousin, Jason.
Oh, we belonged in the stockings. One thing about Jason and me, we always had the same outfits.
Right. Every Christmas.
Every Christmas, there we were.
Yes. Let me see what else I can. That was our old trailer that we used to have many fun times with in the trailer and go camping. I was trying to see what this is. Probably. That's Papa at work. There's Tiffany and Jennifer, and is that your dad? That's Jason and your dad. Boy, he looks different.
Okay.
That's your dad with Jason.
Dad and Jason. Ooh, Dad looked like one of the Beatles.
Yes. He did.
Are we? And is that both of us with Aunt Candy?
Let's see. Yes, that's you and Jason with Aunt Candy.
Okay.
And here's you and Jason smooching. Always
I don't know if
kissing.
I want this picture for posterity, but we'll just film it anyways. Always kissing. We call each other the kissing cousins.
Yeah.
And there's Aunt Candy setting us up at an early age. Unfortunately, we didn't go through with it.
That's Danny and Leanne. And there's your dad and Uncle Chuck. That's a Beatles picture again.
Here we go with the hipsters. Aren't we proud of our dads? Okay. There's a
Here's B-Ball with both of you.
Okay. Oh, and there's B-Ball
You and Jason.
with Jason and me. Oh, and there we are in our other matching outfit. We had
Yeah.
several of them, folks, and there we are with our names on them in case anyone got confused.
Yep. And let's see. There you are in your little dress. I bought you that dress. I sent it to you for your birthday, and I think every member of your family wore that dress. I gave it to you for your birthday, and I think Amanda wore it when you outgrew it, and then Chelsea wore it when Amanda outgrew it. And I believe your mom had the pictures made, and each one of you a picture made in that dress.
She did. That's a cute dress, Mema.
I sent it. You lived in Chicago then. I sent it to you. Y'all were living in a hotel. That was before you had your... This is the hotel. When you were in Chicago. Before you bought your house. And you celebrated your birthday at the hotel. And so I sent that dress to you, I remember. Them taking pictures. And I think you had your birthday party in the hotel room. Yep, there you are. Your birthday party in Chicago.
In a hotel.
Yeah.
It's okay, I didn't care. Did y'all ever go see our comfortable living?
Oh, we didn't see you in the hotel. We did visit you in Chicago. And I remember we went to the state fair.
Well, that's a horse race.
We went to the state fair in Wisconsin,
Yes.
too. And Heather was sitting in the back on a little chair, and her daddy was driving so crazy that every time he'd turn a corner, she'd get overbalanced. She'd say, "Whoa, whoa."
He still drives that way.
She hollered, "Whoa," all the way. She said, "Whoa, Daddy, whoa." Those were fun times when y'all were little bitty.
Now it's all gone to...
Now look how
Now the next
now
generation's becoming...
Now look what you got laying over there. Two of them. That's a good picture.
Well, that's a good picture of Heather and Grandmama, and
Get one of
I
Kate.
don't know what the occasion was, but it's a good picture of you and
Oh,
Mama
yeah.
and I, and
Get one of my daughter over there, waiting on her treat.
She heard you say that.
she's our new family member now.
And this is Kate. Kate Wilburn. She is a new member of the family, and she loves treats, although she likes to eat anything that crosses her path.
She's waiting patiently right at the moment.
She is waiting
She
patiently.
says, put up that book and get busy and get my training.
All right, this is the end of our recording of the Wilburn history. But I want to ask one question, and that is, what is one thing that you want your future generations to know about you or about each other? How do you feel right now at this moment? So, Mema, Beba, who wants to go first? Just one thing. It could be sentimental, or it could be funny, it could be anything, but, you know, if you want to look back on this and just one thing you want to remember. Obviously nothing. They don't have.
Well, I just want to remember that
We've been happy
we had a
most of the
good
time.
life, and we love our kids and we love our grandkids, and we hope that they have a good future
But our
and a
years,
happy life, a married life, and all that.
and we worked hard. We didn't have everything, but we worked hard until we, at this time in our life, we're trying to rest and enjoy each other and take a few trips and see our grandchildren and take joy in seeing them happy and productive citizens, and that is about it.
Go fishing.
And hunting.
What about your great grand puppies?
Make our puppies
Take my
happy.
great grandkids fishing.
That's right. Well, we love you guys, and we look forward to everything in the future.
We are too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.